People leave King and I riddled with smiles because of Tony winner Ruthie and Miles. Not just because of you, and actually probably not riddled with smiles because actually you're kind of a downer in the show. So but riddled with grimaces? Well, I guess you're a strong woman, and we appreciate that aspect of you.
Thank you.
Ruthie, you play, what's your character name?
Lady Tiang.
Lady Tiang. You put up with a lot of bullshit, but then you dish it out as well.
That's right.
So, you won the Tony. We'll discuss that in a moment. But why don't we discuss who is your character in King and I? Because there are a lot of people that still haven't seen this production, or even the show, or the movie.
Lady Tiang is his head wife. He has many wives, but he has one favorite, and that's me.
Based on your own spin on it, or that's the actual truth?
Yeah, she's the favorite. She's the favorite wife.
Because she's the head wife?
Mm-hmm.
But is she the head wife just because she's the bossiest, or because he actually thinks, like, he really likes her?
I think she's the best wife. She follows the rules best. She takes care of everybody the best. She keeps people in line the best.
Mm-hmm.
She may do other things the best.
Word! Tiang is Asian for work. Okay, lady work. Okay, so how did you actually get the gig? I'm sure it was an offer only. Did you have to audition?
Oh, no. He said, Ruthie, you were just tremendous in that other show. We're just going to give it to you. No, of course I auditioned 8 times. I had to be, what do you call it when they typecast, when they type you out? I had to have an audition with like somebody from Telsey's office. They're like, she is young, but I think she could play it. So I had a couple auditions like that, and finally I got to see Bart.
Director.
The director.
And what did you have to do for him? What did you have to do?
The scene, the song. I mean,
I heard his deal is like, he'll give this direction, like, make sure you play it really happy, and then he'll do it that way, and he's like, I meant play it sad. He'll give like total opposite.
Yeah.
So you had to play it all different styles?
All kinds of ways.
Is that to
Well,
see if you're
my
flexible, or
first
to F
audition-
with your mind?
No, I think it's because he's... But I would never tell him that. It would totally blow
Well, this
his
is a
head.
national radio show, and I'm sure it's a subscriber, so now he knows.
I don't think he... No.
He doesn't listen?
No, he doesn't have time for anything.
That is true. He's constantly directing a new
Constantly
revival.
directing. Yeah, he's doing Othello now. He's on his doing Fiddler. He's very busy.
So why do you think he gives you these conflicting directions? Why were you not cast in Fiddler, I assume?
I don't know. I stepped into his audition. I was like, here I am to play No, and he
To
didn't.
play Muddle? Totally against type? Male and Asian?
I played all kinds of things.
So wait, why do you think he gives you such conflicting directions at auditions?
I think because they're all true.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I hear
It's
you.
all true. I went in there first doing what I thought Lady T, or what any of the Asian wives would be, like, subservient and very soft-spoken. And he's like, stop! What are you doing? Ew, stop! And I was like, oh, I'm sorry, am I offending you? Because I'm offending myself. But he was like, she's a real person. She is a real person with feelings and an opinion and heart and, attitude.
Yeah, but you can't show any of that in front of the king.
I know, but he wanted that to be there.
Grooming underneath the surface.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, it's going to be that kind of production where the people are real people? Oh, so he's like, go home, stew on it.
Oh, wow, so you actually have to come back.
Yeah.
Now, I know you didn't base it on, your mother is Korean? Your mother's Korean. Now, we've discussed your mother in detail. If you don't know, when Ruthie won the Tony Award, I was covering the Tonys for Entertainment Tonight. And I said, we were talking, and I said, how crazy is your Asian mother? Because my ex-boyfriend.
Tiger Mom.
Yeah, my ex-boyfriend was Asian. I had to deal with he was the first son of the first son. I mean, there was so much stuff, so much pressure. So first of all, when you were growing up, what was the pressure that your mother was putting you under? For what aspect?
First child of the first daughter.
No, you were?
I'm the first first grandchild.
God.
Of the firstborn daughter.
So were you getting academic pressure or
everything?
Size 1 pressure?
Everything, yeah.
Musical pressure?
Everything. I was playing piano at age 3 1/4 before my fingers were big enough to play a fifth.
And what happens if you what always happened is that my ex-boyfriend would come home and get a 99 in a test, and she'd be like, "What happened to the other point?"
Yeah.
So give me some signature comments your mother would make.
Well, I had very smart friends in high school, and they kind of helped get me through school because I was doing a little bit of all the extracurriculars, like Sierra Club and paddling, and I'm not athletic, but I did everything. And so they're great friends and helped me out, lots of tutoring and whatever, and I was not valedictorian. Surprise! Not to me, but to my mom. She was like, well, all your other friends are valedictorians. why aren't you also a valedictorian?
Wait,
It's like,
isn't there only
"But I'm
one
sa-"
valedictorian?
Right.
Well, they had identical GPAs.
Oh my
Wow.
god!
So we had, I think it was 4 valedictorians, and then the second one, and I was number 6 out of, from the first. So she was like, I see. So you're not as smart as your friends. And I was like, but I can sing, kind of. She's like, not good enough.
Oh my god! Wait, and tell everyone the classic comment when she thought you quote unquote needed to lose weight.
Oh, it was my first semester from college, and I got back home to Hawaii, and she's like, oh, do you want me to buy you a bike?
There's so much subtext.
There's so much. So much. We're great friends now.
So then it was so I called her. I actually, I said to Ruthie, I said, "Do you think your mother's finally proud of you now that you have this Tony Award?" She was literally holding the Tony Award. She's like, "I don't know." I was like, "Let's find out." So I
So
actually,
he calls my mom on the cell phone.
literally, I had a cell phone. I called her, and I was like, "Hi, Mrs. Miles." I was like, I wanted to know if you're proud of Ruthie Ann. First it was a lot of like bad connection and what, and then finally she's like, Of course.
Of course I'm proud of her, but there's still time to...
Well, basically, because Ruthie Ann said, she goes, she always wanted me to be a dentist. And I said, well, do you still think she should pursue being a dentist?
But why did she want me to be a dentist? Because you can make your own schedule and you could do community theater at night. That's why she wanted me to be a dentist.
So
you
at
make
least-
money and then also do theater at night.
So I said, do you still think she should be a dentist? And she was like, why not? So literally, even she had the
still
Tony Award
time.
in the hand, I was like, you know what? It's still a good backup plan. So, are you going to be a dentist?
No, I'm not going to be a dentist, but I am
Yes.
obsessed with teeth, and oral hygiene is very important to me.
Okay, so you're kind of your own version of a dentist.
I am.
Now, speaking of being a dentist,
I am my own dentist.
what's it like having all those brats in the show? By the way, Ruthie Ann took the most amazing picture because I gave her my book, my young adult book, The Rise and Fall of the Theater Geek.
Very
And she took
good.
a great picture of all the little kids and King and I reading it.
Yeah.
Angels.
2 of them already had it, and I was like, "Oh, you got to bring it so we can have a whole bunch of these books all over the table." But
was
they
a good
really
shot.
do. They really do love it. Our teenage kids, the ones that are like just getting into teenage years, are like, "Oh, I love that book. It's so funny."
What's
So
it called
which book,
again?
Which book?
Like The Rise and Fall of the Theater Geek. I think it's available on Amazon. That's me. But the point is, what's it like having those brats in the show? How distracting.
They're great. They're actually smarter than we are.
Are you smarter than a 5th grader? Like, what do you mean?
like
I mean,
that.
like showbiz smart.
Yeah, like our 6-year-old during rehearsal, she was doing the "Dear Miss Anna, please take care of us. You're we will miss you." You know that speech at the end.
Yes. When the song
She was doing that so cute, 6 years old, and she was doing these like up and down. We in the beginning of rehearsal, we weren't sure what she was doing, and our associate director asked her. She goes like, "Well, actually, Thai is a tonal language." Oh my gosh. One kid can do like Rubik's Cubes like 2 at the same time. Like these are amazing
so
kids.
hilarious, so condescending. She totally busted you. I love it.
Yeah. Well, Thai is a tonal language.
Excuse me, let's go back to Berlitz. Okay, well, bravo to her. She's got it going on. You know who I was obsessed with in your show is the boy who plays, I guess, the successor king. He's like, what's his name?
John Victor Corpus.
Oh my god, he's like the most amazing actor. I'm like obsessed with him.
Yeah.
How old is he?
He's great. He's 18.
Oh my
He just
god.
graduated from high school. He's going to NYU.
Wow.
He's deterred so that he can spend more time at The King and I. Just that old play.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, oh my god, his final moment of the show. Talk about subtext in the face. He is brilliant. I've got to get him on my radio show. I'm completely obsessed
Please
with him.
do.
Now, before you did King and I,
Incredible singer.
yes, oh my god, he sounds great.
Yeah.
Before you did King and I and won the Tony Award, you were in the Off-Broadway hit, the song that will not come out of my head, Here Lies Love.
Here lies love.
It was relentless. Actually, why don't we play a little bit of it? This is the title song that literally has been in my head since I actually saw the show. We'll put it in a post. Bravo! Okay, so my question is, what was it like playing Imelda Marcos, and did any pro-Imelda people ever confront you? Did any anti-Imelda people ever confront
Yes.
you? Oh.
Oh yeah, all the time. It was a learning experience for me. It was the first lead that I have played. I'd never been reviewed before. There was a lot of pressure. I was getting sick. I had just delivered my child.
And you were in a bathing suit.
And then I was in a bathing suit. Yeah, my daughter was 5 weeks old when we started rehearsals. I was pregnant with her when we did it out of town. So that's when we were like, oh, Ruthie's not going to dance this. Ruthie's not going to jump off these platforms because she's pregnant. So at least I was like taken out of a lot of choreography
Right,
that
that's
way.
fine.
But yeah, when we got there, I mean, I was pumping like a half hour, and like mid show, I was like, I just got a little more out. Is that too much for radio?
No, it's
Not too much for
fascinating.
radio? Good. And then okay, so to the pro and anti Marcos people, that was actually fascinating. People who were so pro Marcos would, you know, take my hands and at the end of the show be like, oh, thank you for telling her story. You showed what a victim she was. And then you have the pro Aquino people who won't touch me. They, you know, like she comes down into the audience and like takes people's hand and they're like, just don't touch me.
You're not Imelda
I'm
Marcos.
not Marcos. But they really were just like, that is not true. And people would like stick fingers in my face and yeah.
Like, because you actually, the show was a part of the audience. You were so near the audience.
Yeah, and then there were people. Now this was the interesting part when people would end up Filipino people or people with Filipino heritage or any kind of tie to the Philippines during that regime. They would go to their parents and say, "What happened during that time?" Because you don't talk about it, mom or dad or grandma or whoever. And then they would find that their parents were on this side or that side of the line, or they were on the blacklist, and therefore they had to flee the country because they could have been imprisoned or killed. So all these stories would come out. It was really, really interesting, really amazing to be part of that
it's
kind of
it's cool to be part of a show,
show.
that has repercussions throughout society. Like,
Yeah.
obviously, we're affecting all these people.
Yeah.
I didn't know the story at all.
Yeah.
And Jose was
or
amazing.
people who switch their minds. My
After seeing-
family is pro Marcos, but I am not. Things like
Wait
that.
a minute.
Yeah.
Your family is still...
No, not mine.
Oh.
Some persons.
Oh, my
No,
God, I was
sorry,
looking at
no,
a
not
breakdown.
mine. No, but people like that, or my family was thought this way, but I do not think this way. And
After
I
seeing
think,
the show.
yeah, and I was like, this is so A+.
Wow.
David Byrne and Alex Timbers. A+.
That's- And then, okay, now Jose was amazing in the show, and the amazing thing is now Jose Lana is now playing the
My
King in King
king.
and I. I cannot wait to see him do it. Now, by the way, everyone can go, you could just go anytime to go see King and I, obviously, but you should go on the Actors Fund performance, which is September 20th, it's a Sunday, which means that you buy a ticket as usual, but now all the money goes to the Actors Fund, which, by the way, is
Yes.
not just for actors, musicians, scriptwriters, camera people, anybody in the business that needs help, and the actors don't get paid that night, and the musicians, so all the ticket money goes
All
to the
the
Actors
money
Fund.
goes to.
Have you ever done an Actors Fund performance?
No.
They're so fun because the audience
I'm
is filled
excited.
with everybody from Broadway.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Oh, it's so exciting. So it's the 9th show of the week. We're going to close
Ooh,
with
so
this Tony Award winner singing a song not from a Broadway show, but it could have been sung by Alphabet.
It's not that easy being green, having to spend each day the colors of leaves, when it could be so much nicer being red or yellow or gold, or something much more colorful like that. It's not that easy being green. You seem to blend in with so many other ordinary things, and people tend to pass you over 'cause you're not standing out like flashy sparkles